So this video is going to talk about mode of a data set. So this should be review for you guys, but in case you forgot, mode talks about which number occurs the most. Okay, so if I look at a data set and I look at these numbers, I need to figure out how many times each number occurs and which number occurs the most amount of times with that. So I'm going to write a table and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So when I look at this data set, my brain automatically just sort of says, oh, I think 0 shows up the most. I'm going to tell you, don't just look at it and guess. Actually take the time to look and count, because it's gonna help you in the long run. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So I'm gonna start with 0, and I'm going to say, okay, well, how many times does 0 show up in the data set? So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm gonna put 4 in my table, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do 1. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. That also shows up 4 times. And then I'm gonna look at 2. I'm gonna say, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. That also shows up 4 times. And then I have 3. And then I'm just going to choose some random color. And then I have 4. Actually, that looks a lot like 1, so I'm just going to go back. Light green. There we go. So these both show up 1 time. Now, this automatically shows me why it is not wise to just look at it and guess. Because you might have been like me and I'm like, oh, 0 shows up a lot, or 2 shows up a lot. But 0, 1, and 2 show up the same amount of times. Okay, so my mode, what number shows up the most, is 0, 1, 2. Okay, that's it. Now, sometimes you don't have to have a mode. So there's more options than just saying, oh, you have to have a mode. So in this one, I have multiple modes. That's an option. You can have 3 modes. You can have 5 modes. You can have 10 modes, as long as they're all showing up the same amount of times. Okay. Now, you can have 1 mode. Okay. So if I have a data set of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they all show up. Hold on. Oops. So if I have 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? These show up twice, and everything else shows up once. So that would be 1 mode. Okay. Now, if the first 5 was gone, right? And it was just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They all the digits in the data set show up once. So that would be example of no mode. Okay. So it is possible to have multiple modes, 1 mode, or no mode as your answer. But I would always tell you, take the time to look at the set and take the time to write it down. Because if you are guessing or if you are rushing through this, you are likely to get it wrong. I would suggest that if you're in class and you don't feel like writing it down on a sheet of paper, or writing it out on the dry erase board that are on the desk, take one of the clear dry erase packets, put it up to your screen, and just cross them out as you're counting them. And that might help you as you're looking through your stuff. So anyway, if you need more help